Here are some highlights from the Stack's Bowers Spring 2025 Showcase auction. We'll start things off with one of the most intriguing coins in the American catalog, the 1776 Continental dollar coin, effectively the numismatic equivalent of the Declaration of Independence, long thought to be the first American coin, minted at the behest of the Continental Congress. More recent research has painted a different picture though, and placed the coin in a slightly altered historical context. This example was graded by PCGS as MS62 Plus and managed to raise a total of $72,000 at auction. One of the coolest things about numismatics in general is that you are not just collecting or studying coins by themselves, but usually you end up studying the entire minting process as a whole to try and better understand the coins. So when you come across something like this, an actual coining die that was used to create the coins we all know, it is very exciting, as we so rarely get a chance, as most are destroyed by the mint itself. This 1872 dated obverse to a Liberty Head double eagle was sold for $36,000. And then another one was this Morgan dollar reverse dive with a San Francisco mint mark that was also offered at auction and finally sold for the sum of $38,400. And speaking of Morgan dollars, there is one issue that alone stands above the rest, known as the king of the Morgan dollars. This is the 1895 proof Morgan dollar, one of only 880 coins minted bearing this date. Now, what makes this special is the fact that the mint records reflect 12,000 coins minted for circulation, and yet, since 1895, not a single circulating strike coin has ever been seen by the numismatic community. Only the proof coins are known to exist. This example, graded as proof 64 plus cameo, was sold at auction for the sum of $90,000. The 1812 cap bust left half eagle is the third rarest coin in the series overall, with a mintage of 58,087 coins originally minted. And even within such a limited series, we have two reverse varieties to look for. There are the wide and close 5D coins, where the denomination was spaced inexplicably wide apart on the BD1 reverse, of which this coin is an extraordinary gem example of. Graded by PCGS as MS65 at auction, it was sold for $90,000. Despite protestations by mint personnel and especially Chief Engraver Charles Barber, 12,367 high-relief 1907 St. Gordon double eagles with the Roman numerals date was struck, each coin requiring no less than 3 strikes of the press to fully realize all the coin's details. These were then divided into the wire rim and flat rim types, where the wire rim was caused by material squeezing out from the collar die, creating a small fin of gold around the edge of the coin. When the collar die was then altered to fix the issue, the flat rim coins were then created. This wire rim example is graded as MS66 by PCGS, and at auction it was sold for $120,000. The reported mintage for the 1927 cap bust half eagle stands at 24,913 coins. However, modern estimates for the amount of coins that actually survived range wildly between 20 and 45 coins today. The high end of that range seems unlikely, given how infrequently the coins appear on the market. In 2020, Sol Teichmann did a study where he was only able to positively trace 16 distinct examples. Amongst those was this MS64 Plus graded coin from PCGS that was sold at auction for the sum of $168,000. The 1795 Draped bust silver dollar was the first year of issue for the new Draped bust coin design, switching over from the original flowing hair obverse. This coin has two main varieties known as the centered and off-center busts, where the position of Liberty's portrait was altered. On the off-center coin, Liberty was shifted towards the left, with the topmost curl in her hair centered under the B of Liberty, as opposed to closer towards the E on the centered coin, and then the second curl of her flowing locks being directly over the first star as opposed to in between stars 1 and 2. This MS64 example of the off-center or BB51 example of this coin from PCGS was sold at auction for $168,000. 1796 was the first year, and, well, actually it would also be the last year for quite some time, that the US Mint was able to mint one of each denomination coin as set forth in the Mint Act of 1792, including the first year of minting for this quarter eagle coin, initially minted without any obverse stars, with a reported mintage of just 963 coins, and today fewer than 150 of those coins managed to survive across all varieties. Here is an attractive example graded as AU58 by NGC, which attracted a final price at auction of $192,000. By 1913, the matte-proof or sandblasted-proof finish coins had finally worn out their welcome in the numismatic market. Collectors just did not like the coins at all. A good example of this was the 1913 matte-proof St. Gordon's Double Eagle. Despite having minted 99 coins, by year's end, the mint had only sold 58 of those, and today it is estimated that between 35 and maybe 45 of those remain extant. The rest having been either lost to history and, likely, the melting pot. Graded by PCGS as proof 66, this example was sold for $216,000. The 1898 proof Double Eagle is typical of the year in that most of the examples of proof coins are very well struck, although a number of coins were mishandled through the years and their eye appeal has suffered as a result. But that is not the case for this example. A stunning coin with deep cameo details and an exemplary strike, one of an estimated 35 to 50 surviving examples today. Graded by PCGS as proof 65 deep cameo, it achieved a closing price at auction of $240,000. The 1801 capped bust Gold Eagle is one of those fantastic issues that just gets more and more interesting as you begin to study it. The original reported mintage of 44,344 coins, but some more recent research has proven that at least some 1,800 dated coins were likely included in that total for the year as well. Two main varieties are known for the date, easily identified on the obverse stars, the large or pointed stars and the normal type stars. More easily identified by the spacing of the stars and the distance from stars number 8 and Liberty's cap, where the pointed large stars are closer towards the top of the cap and the normal stars are then further away from the cap. This is an example of the BD2 or Tarasca 25 type, where the stars are nearer towards the cap, graded as MS65 by PCGS and sold for the sum of $264,000 at auction. Feel free to watch another video about amazing US coins sold at auction right here next. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching. Keep collecting and have a fantastic day.